Let's get some overreactions on the table after week 7. You can let it all out. I'm going to start off with it. That Tennessee team, the way they played the last 2 weeks against the Chiefs and the Bills, they can make it to the Super Bowl. This was supposed to be the part of their season where us as Colts fans are like, all right, they have the Chiefs, then they have Buffalo. Those are 2 games that they should lose, and they come out and stomp both of them, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it pisses me off, to be honest.
When you need them to lose, they get massive dubs.
This is the thing about the Titans. I think they can so win it. It's going to be their defense that if they don't win it, it's going to be the problem is their defense. I really I haven't looked at like their stats or whatever on defense. I
Yeah.
just know that their defense is not good. Like,
Okay, but you can't say that when they held the Chiefs to 3 points. They had Mahomes, Kelsey, and Hill on the field the whole game, and they didn't score a touchdown. That's credit to the defense. Their defensive line, Danico
yeah,
Autry and them boys, they're getting home. It's gonna be
yeah.
tough.
I don't know, man.
They're playing good football.
I'm just really hoping that they're going to be ass from now on. To be honest, being
I
a
mean,
Colts
same,
fan,
aren't
but
we all? That's what we have to hope on. We need them to be
so
ass.
they can definitely make it to the Super Bowl. I don't think they do because I don't know. I just can't see Ryan Tannehill in the Super Bowl. It's just
I know. It's gonna be
uh,
tough.
I think what they need to do really is I think these teams that they're playing, they're giving Derrick Henry 30 carries a game, and they better hope that he stays healthy because if without Derrick Henry, their whole entire offense shuts down. I feel like because at
You're
that
not
point,
wrong.
I don't know who their backup running back is, but I'm pretty sure it's an old Patriots, like not James White. Is it James White?
I'm gonna read off. So looking at the rushing stats, Derrick Henry in first place at 869 yards. The second place leading rusher in the league is Jonathan Taylor with 579. So he's almost 300 yards ahead of Jonathan Taylor, but that's
Like,
because he's getting 30, 20, like 25 to 30 yards or carries a game. So like they know who their
yeah.
focal point is on offense, and they're utilizing it.
So looking at the Titans, their offense looks really banged up. Um, just seeing not really on the starting end too much, but so they have Darrington Evans is the backup running back. Yeah. So if Derrick Henry goes out at any point in this season, they're screwed because the thing is their run game probably isn't going to work as well. It might, I mean, you could still run the ball, but then that's whenever it gives up those play action. Like they're not going to be biting on the play action so
Yeah.
much. I mean, you do have Julio and AJ Brown on both sides, but I don't know, man. I think that they rely too much on Derrick Henry.
I mean,
To
it's
be
not that they
honest,
rely too much. It's just working so good that they're like, why would they shy away from it? It's like the Colts. We want to see Jonathan Taylor get 30 carries a game
yeah.
because we know it'll produce what the Tennessee's producing. But I don't think you want to rely so much of that on your offense because, like you've been saying, what happens when he goes down? Then what do you do?
The difference is, I think, between them. I wouldn't say them and the Bills. I think they're better than the Bills. I really don't think they obviously just beat the Chiefs. They just smacked the Chiefs, okay?
And the
But I
Bills.
seriously think that the Chiefs, if they replayed the Chiefs all over again in the playoffs, the same thing would not
I
happen. I
don't
don't know
know.
why.
I don't know. We'll get to and we'll talk about the Chiefs later in these overreactions, but I don't think they're as good as they have been. I'm gonna.
Okay. Let's just be. I'm hating on the Titans because I don't like them.
I
So
know. No, I agree. I don't like them just as much as you don't. Next one. This is a bold one. The
okay.
Bengals
This is
are gonna win that division. They
I
hammered Baltimore.
I
Pittsburgh isn't
know
getting close to Cincinnati, and the way Cleveland's looking with all their injuries, they're not getting close to Cincinnati. The Bengals just set themselves up for a lot of success in a
Bengals.
statement win.
Yeah, they again. This is a great team. I think that they're gonna make the playoffs no matter what. I feel like unless something crazy happens, like always.
Yeah,
I think they
because they're
will
sitting at
win the
five and
AFC
two
North.
currently.
They're gonna win the AFC North. I don't. This is crazy to say, but the division has the Browns,
Steelers and Ravens.
Ravens. Yeah. The Browns, I don't think will get up there, especially knowing some Baker's injury. I don't know about him right now. But Bengals, as long as they can just keep up pace with the Ravens, which they obviously are because they just smacked them, they'll win it.
I mean, you have
Thing I
Joe
like,
Burrow throwing 416, 3 touchdowns, and Jamar Chase catching 8 for 201.
yup.
They
That
did it
is
in college, and they're
he's
doing it in the pros.
balling, man.
Like, if that can stay hot, I don't know much about their defense, but they kept Baltimore to 17 points. I mean, that's impressive.
Yep.
So this overreaction today on Monday that the Bengals are going to be AFC North champions at the end of the season. Quote me. Remember this episode 23.
Pats can make the playoffs. I actually agree with this one.
Let me tell you why I think. Because
Said this in the last podcast. Just saying.
if Mac Jones can stay hot, I know they put up 54 points on a terrible Jets team. I want to see the Colts put up 60 on the Jets in a couple weeks, but they still have Buffalo twice, and it's late in the season. You just never know what can happen. Imagine a world where they win both of those games, then look at that division. That'd be crazy.
What you gotta look at too is Patriots are a competing team. It's not like they're not a. Obviously, they don't have a lot of crazy players. They got a rookie quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
The only team they've lost to by more than a touchdown, or actually more than
a touchdown. I'm looking at the same
a
stuff. It's a
touchdown,
touchdown.
it's the Saints, and
And the
somehow they lost
Cowboys. And the Cowboys. They lost by 6, so just under a touchdown.
it was more than a touchdown.
Yeah.
But that Dallas Cowboys and co. They're pretty
Balling.
damn good.
I know.
And they play the Jets. So what I think here is the Patriots beat the Chargers. What? Yeah, just leave them out there. I'm making a podcast. All right.
Say who they got left in the schedule.
Patriots, I think the biggest game coming up is the Chargers. That's gonna be on Halloween. They play
In LA.
the
It's a road game.
Yeah, so if if
LA
they beat the
coming off a
Chargers,
bye.
I hate to say this like this, but I really feel like if the Patriots beat the Chargers this week, they will make the playoffs.
Then they have a struggling Panthers team, an injured Browns team, a toss-up Falcons game. Like, they can go on a roll.
And they got to they're set up perfectly to if they win games to be set. Like, for example, a lot of people will be like, "Oh, you gotta play the Patriots and or not the Patriots. You gotta play the Titans and the Bills back-to-back weeks. That's gonna suck." Really, if I'm the Patriots fans, I want to see those matchups because
At that point of
realistically,
the season, too.
you're gonna play them anyways in the playoffs. So, like, if you lose to them now, you would have lost to them in the playoffs.
Yeah,
So,
they have the Bills twice in 3 weeks with the Colts right in the middle of it.
Colts, Jags, and Dolphins.
That's big that they haven't played Buffalo yet, because if they can get hot, they can make it interesting. They have them twice still.
And the thing is really Mac Jones. I was not big on. I think he's doing great. I love him honestly. I think he's
the best rookie quarterback so far this season.
He's so matured in the pocket. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I think the reason why is because I'm not saying this to hate on him at all. I'm just saying it as in like it's good for him. I think as a rookie quarterback coming in with the skill set that he has, having coaching around him such as Bill Belichick, that is just
that's who you want.
God, like there's no way you're gonna fail. I feel like in that system, like I feel like honestly, if you put most rookie quarterbacks there, they're gonna play decent, rather than going to the Jets. Obviously,
I want someone listening to go back on an earlier podcast and hear what Jackson was saying about Mac Jones and listen to what he's saying now.
Garbage, bro. He was garbage, and somehow he's just good. Like, I don't know. I think it's just because he's an Alabama quarterback. I didn't like him. But,
I mean, yeah, we've been over it plenty of times, but it's just funny, like how he's changing people's minds. That's what I figured he would do, because people were so low on him for no reason. I was like, okay, well, he's just going to come out and ball, and that's what he's doing. So hopefully they can keep it up. Again, an overreaction is that they can make the playoffs, and they're going to sweep Buffalo later on in the season. But let's get to this last one.
I think the Pats making the playoffs is the biggest overreaction on here. I think the next one is actually going to be very not overreacting.
Okay.
And very, very probable. So Chiefs not making the playoffs. Oh, that is weird to say.
Imagine, no way we thought of this going into the season, the Chiefs not making the playoffs. But the way it's looking, yeah, they're 3-4. They only have wins against the Browns, the Eagles, and the football team. Losses against really good teams, the Ravens, Chargers, Bills, and Titans. All AFC teams. Like, that's not good for them.
What you got to want is playing in the AFC. How about this? Okay, let's put this in here.
It's not good that they've lost to those teams in particular.
the Buccaneers, if the Chiefs make the playoffs, I feel like they'll make a run no matter what. But we need the Chiefs to not make the playoffs. Honestly, as a team in the AFC, we don't want to be a team playing the Chiefs.
Nah, I want the Chiefs. That'd be a sick playoff matchup.
No, because I'm honestly, I would rather. I mean, realistically, you gotta go through everybody to get to the Super Bowl. Like
If
if
I'm
you're
picking
not good
any
enough
team
to,
now to play in the AFC, it's the Chiefs in the playoffs. Today, right now, I'm taking the Chiefs.
I mean, I'd rather play the freaking who else is? I don't
Chargers,
know.
Ravens, Bengals,
We
Titans,
already played.
Bills.
They sound scary, but the thing is when you play the Chiefs, I understand that they're not playing at a high level right now. But like, for example, Week 1 against the Browns, if you watch those highlights, they're just balling on offense. I'm scared. Like as a Colts fan, at least seeing the Colts defense
I
against the
know,
Patrick
yeah.
Mahomes, like oh
But
my
that's
god,
the same thing with the Chiefs. They have no defense.
yeah, true. So yeah, I honestly think that they. Let's look at their division real quick. Uh,
The Chargers should win that one.
Chargers. The Raiders win. They did win.
They won. They beat the
Chargers.
Eagles.
Look at the Chargers. Chargers play the Patriots. Yeah, Chargers got an easy ass schedule.
I mean, right now
Um,
the Raiders are in the top of the AFC West just because the Chargers had a bye week.
yeah. Let's look at the Raiders. We look at schedules all the time. Look at the Raiders schedule. Uh, oh my god. I mean, honestly, they do have a pretty difficult schedule after the Giants and
And the
they
biggest
play
thing
the.
with me with the Chiefs is I believe I've said it on previous episodes. They've already played the Chargers once this season, and it was in Kansas City, and they lost. So they're already down 1-0 to the potential division winner. In their second game, they have to go win on the road now. So like they just set themselves up in a very bad position.
Yeah, if the dude, this is gonna be interesting. Giants and Chiefs on Monday night. Bro, that's good. Okay, Chiefs are gonna win that one, I bet. But the thing is if the Chiefs lose to the Raiders in this upcoming matchup, wait, where is that matchup I just saw?
It's got to be in the next couple weeks, right?
Chiefs and Raiders play. Damn, it's actually like 3 weeks from now. Never mind. Well, anyways, I feel like after that point, we're gonna know for sure if the Chiefs are making the playoffs or not.
Yeah.
Because if they beat, for example, it don't really matter if they lose to the Giants and Packers. I mean, it does matter for their standing, like their record, but like realistically, just seeing who they're gonna be against, trying to get in the wild card spot. Um, there is 7 teams allowed in now, so if you beat the Raiders, I think you're pretty good because you might lose to the Cowboys, but you're gonna beat the Broncos and got the Raiders again. But
Yeah.
that'd be probably a crazy matchup. The Chiefs go in the Raiders, then Chargers the week after.
The Raiders are quiet. I mean, they've had a lot of big stuff happening with their head coach, but they started good. They had a little rough part, but now they've won back-to-back games again, and Derek Carr's looking nice.
I don't think I'm looking at their schedule, dude. Their schedule it looks easy before the year, but now it looks pretty rough. Like
You talking
they're
about the
playing,
Raiders?
yeah, they're playing the Giants. Okay, that's a given. They're probably gonna win that game, but they play the Chiefs. Hey, like we said, we don't know about the Chiefs. We got Bengals, Cowboys. Oh, I guess Washington. Never mind.
I
You
mean, that
got
2-week stretch with Cincinnati and Dallas is going to be tough.
that one, and then honestly, I still think the Washington football team is good. I think they play at the same Raiders, and then will compete. It'll be a close one. I feel
Yeah.
like. They got Chiefs, Browns, Broncos, Colts, Chargers. Really, they got a
Holy cow. Those last 2 games of the season, we've talked about how big that one with the Colts is going to be for
dude. That
playoff
Raiders
implications,
and Chargers one is gonna
but
be
that one is going to be
crazy.
for the division title. I'm calling it right now. That last game of the season, it has Colts Titans-esque a couple years ago where we had to go on the road and beat them. They have them
Dude,
at home for the division
you know what I'm
title.
thinking? Okay, so like I did not realize this until just now. So I'm pretty sure week 17. I mean, obviously, is it's only divisional games, but it's all teams that look like they're gonna be close. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
for example, let's look at what's the team that's competing right now for the division? Go with I guess not the Cowboys.
I mean, just go here, just right here. Week 18. Let's look at the week 18 matchups. Cincinnati at Cleveland. New England and Miami, nothing. Colts,
But you never
Jags.
know.
Pittsburgh,
Sometimes
Baltimore. Kansas City, Denver. I mean, honestly, the only big divisional ones are the Chargers and Raiders, the Niners and Rams, and the Seahawks and Cardinals.
those week 16 is also going to be.
I mean, that's just how every season is, though. You get to the end of the season
I
and
didn't even realize that.
games become just massive.
Yep. When was the Colts play the Bucks?
Uh,
It's so random, but I'm just really
nah,
curious.
I know.
No, it's a while, but
We don't have our bye for a long time, dude. We don't
their
have our
bye
bye until after the Texans.
like the second week. I kind of like that, to be honest.
I mean, I do, but like before we have a bye, for all the people listening, we still have to play the Titans, the Bills, and the Bucks. It's just nuts.
Can't wait for.
That's gonna be those back-to-back
I'm,
weeks.
hey, tiebreaker people. If I might be at the Jets and Colts game on field, and that would be crazy.